Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I want to welcome all of you to Unite DeFi. You are all watching this on ETHGlobal.tv. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time, this is the platform we'll be using for the rest of this hackathon, and this is where you get to watch not only the kickoff, but also at the end about all the cool parts that are going to come out of it. We're going to talk about all the winners and some of our finalist demos here. Now, those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is a hackathon run by ETHGlobal with partnership with OneEdge. At ETHGlobal, our goal is to onboard thousands of developers into the Web3 ecosystem, and we do this by running hackathons and summits. And today, over the next hour, we're going to be doing both of these things. We're going to be talking about all the things that you need to know about this hackathon and kicking us off with two incredible talks on the future of how we think DeFi is about to evolve. So what I want to do for the next 10 minutes is talk to you about all the things that are important for this hackathon. The goal here is to shape the future of DeFi and think beyond limits. This is a massive event. There's over 175 hackers from 80 different countries participating to build the latest cutting-edge integrations for cross-chain, and they are here from 24 unique time zones. We have representation from 6 continents, and you can just see all different parts of the world where people are coming from. And we're super excited to meet all of you and host all of you. And we can't wait to learn more about what you've been working on and what you plan on doing for the next 2 weeks. And the best part is we have over $550,000 in prizes to be given out, all for building the latest amazing projects and integrations with OneEdge and cross-chain integrations in DeFi. We also have 12 incredible partners. This is one of our first ever events where we're going and working with different blockchains to help make cross-chain a lot more smoother as an experience and make it possible for the things that we really like in DeFi and the Ethereum ecosystem to be available to everybody else. I want to start off by thanking OneEdge for giving us this incredible opportunity to work together again, and the amazing protocols we'll be working on this for this hackathon are Aptos, Etherlink, ICP, Monad, Near, Polkadot, Starknet, Stellar, Sui, Ton, and Tron. You get to see how each of these ecosystems are set up on the developer side and help build cross-chain DeFi execution environments and integrations with all of these chains. So the goal for me here is to talk about what the next couple of weeks are going to look like. I'm going to talk about how we're going to communicate everything with almost 900 of you, all the prizes you can win. If you're still looking for a team, advice and guidance on how to get the best help there. We also have a lot of talks, workshops, and support for you, how you can get direct help, especially as you think about talking to different chains. And of course, the most important part, which is how judging and submission works when you are ready to submit your projects next Sunday. So let's start with communication. Everything that we're going to be doing for this event is going to be on Discord. This is where all the private channels are, and these channels are only open to hackers who are participating, so it's going to be automatic. And anybody you see in those channels is automatically confirmed to be a hacker, so you get to ask them, or a partner, and you get to ask them any questions because they have the full context. This is also where you get to talk to other protocols and get help with OneEdge APIs. The whole OneEdge team is there. They're there to help answer your questions. And if you have anything that you're unsure of or you want to get clarity on, you get to simply ask that away on Discord. And because people are all across the world, somebody will be monitoring Discord at some point in the day and making sure that all questions are answered 24/7. If you're not already on Discord, you can go through this to your hacker dashboard or just simply visit ethglobal.com/Discord, and there you get to sign in and connect your account and get all the right permissions. So let's talk about how the hackathon is set up and how everything works. Hacking officially begins now, which means as of right now, you can start working on your projects, and you have the next 1.5 weeks to hack. You can hack on your projects with up to 5 people. You can also hack solo. It's totally okay if you want to just try something and challenge yourself. But we recommend that you find a team so that you get to share the work and really focus on making something really, really well done. Submissions are going to be due at 12 p.m. Eastern, which is noon on Sunday, August 3rd. So you have from today to the next Sunday to work on something incredible, and then we're going to go into the judging process. The rules for this particular event are straightforward and as follows. Everything that you're doing must be done from scratch, which means you cannot add something to a side project you've been working on. You cannot add a feature to something that already exists. You must start from scratch so that the whole process is same and the judging criteria is the same for everybody participating, and we don't have to understand different edge cases for who had a head start on what project. The other piece here is that this is a very particular focused event, which means that every project must use 1inch APIs or technology and work on one of the prize categories that's in the prize section. If you don't do that, you will automatically be disqualified. So that's the only key thing you want to look at, and make sure that you are looking at all the documentation for how you're integrating 1inch's Fusion and CrossGen APIs. You cannot build from an existing project. You cannot add to something that you've been working on. Everything has to be open source. And if you have not RSVP'd, or if any of your team members have not RSVP'd and is listed as a confirmed hacker on your team page on the dashboard, you also will not be able to receive prizes. So please make sure that your entire team is properly listed and is set to be confirmed on your hacker dashboard. And of course, if you have any questions about what qualifies and what doesn't, you just get to ask us that. So please send us a message on Discord or email or ETHGlobal.tv, and we'll be happy to answer all those questions for you. Now, let's talk about being a finalist. So when submission ends, you get to be a finalist. And what it means to be a finalist is that you are effectively competing to be one of the top 10 best projects from this hackathon. This hackathon will have up to 10 finalists, which means it could be anywhere from 2 to 10 teams that perfectly highlight the amazing, incredible cross-chain achievements we're going to see. And they are effectively the best projects from this event. If you are trying to become a finalist, you also get to be eligible for all, obviously, other partner prizes. But being a finalist has its own perks, because what you get to win is a whole new set of things that are in addition to any other prizes. What it means to be a finalist is basically a few criteria on top of the rules for this event. Everything must be from scratch, and you must have a properly auditable repository, which means that we need to be able to see everything from the first commit to series of commits that get to the final product that you submitted. And it cannot be things like 3 commits for the whole repo with 100,000 lines and changes, or nobody kind of properly using branching or merge requests or anything that would help us really understand how things developed properly, especially if you have a multiple team. If you have a team of 5 and only one person is committing, that also will be flagged by us and may not qualify you to be a finalist. The other piece here is that to be a finalist, your project must actually exist and must be visible to the world and usable by others. So you cannot just submit code for this. You must have a version that somebody can go and look at and play with. So it must be deployed and live in some form to be eligible for this category. And the last piece that makes you a finalist is you have to be available during the live judging to actually show off your demo to our judges and make sure that they have the opportunity to ask many questions and clarify anything that they want to know about your project. So there must be a live presence by your team to be able to qualify to be a finalist. If you do all of that, you get to win the finalist pack, and that's on chain through ETHGlobal. What it means is that as a finalist, you will get ETHGlobal Plus access for 12 months. Every member on the team will get 1,000 USDC in addition to any prizes. We'll fly you to the next ETHGlobal hackathon with a $500 flight credit, and there will be an on-chain proof of you being one of the best hackers in the world. that anybody can now call in and give you access to other things. We also do a lot more events with crypto founders to help you learn from some of the things that they've learned as they've started their protocols and companies. And if you're interested in taking your project to the next level, there's over $15,000 of developer credits from anywhere from AWS to RPC credits to discounts for getting your code audited. All those things are given to all the finalists, so you get to take your projects from just an idea to something real. So that's kind of what it means to be a finalist. But when you get to specify all these things is as you are judging. Submissions are due at noon. And when you are submitting, you will have to worry about these things. Every demo needs to have a video, and you will be given 4 minutes to really show off what your project does. This has to be a pre-recorded video, and this is required for every submission. We really recommend that you don't do this last minute because it will take you anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half to do a really, really good demo where you get to properly talk about succinctly what you did, why, how it works, and all the cool things that we need to know. This is a hard cap, so you cannot exceed a 4-minute video. So getting your messaging right and really communicating everything within 4 minutes is going to be something that we recommend you think about ahead of time and then record the demo. And one thing to notice here is that it doesn't have to be a single shot. You can record your intro and everything and then demo separately and then splice it together and edit it. That's all allowed, but you just cannot communicate things over 4 minutes. And you have to make sure that you do a really good job of clarifying how something works and why. All this happens on your dashboard, so you don't have to worry about anything. You just have to upload the MP4 file. We check all these things. We also tell you if it's within the limits or if there's anything wrong or if there's a resolution problem. All those things happen. But when that happens, you get to choose between a finalist judging track, which is what we talked about, and the partner price only track, which is asynchronous. So for those of you who are trying to become a finalist, which is one of the best projects out of this hackathon, you will be automatically entered into 2 rounds. The first round of judging is going to be on Sunday, where a set of people will look at your projects and they will make sure that all of the video demos are working and everything is functional. So your code gets looked at. They'll see if the demos exist. They'll make sure that the GitHub is functional and everything is operational there, and that everything is easy to follow and understand. After that first round, you get to move to the second round, which is the live judging for being a finalist. There's a Zoom call that you get to come on and you get to demo to our judges in real time. And you show that 4-minute demo video recorded, and the judges then have 3 minutes to ask you more questions and understand how interesting, creative, and impressive your project is. To become a finalist, you have to be in this video and this Zoom call, and this call is synchronous for everybody across the world, which means it happens from 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So no matter what time zone you're in, you have to be available during this window to be able to live demo, and we won't be able to make any exceptions because our judges are going to be there for the entire time talking to all the teams during this block. Now, if you choose to not be a finalist for the judging process, you will automatically be entered into the partner prize judging process, which means that for every prize you specify with any of our partners for this event, they will get a notification to review your submission, and they do this thing asynchronously. So you don't have to demo directly to them. You don't have to go on a call. They will look at everything you submitted. They will look at how something works, whether it's your code, your live demo website, to the video, and they will make those assessments. And if they have questions, they reach out to you and clarify anything on their own. But you don't have to do any direct demo process. All this also happens on your dashboard. So as long as you select the company or the protocol, you are good to go. And the takeaway for all of this thing is that everything happens from your project submission page. So the description, the quality of the video, and how well you communicate with screenshots and everything is going to be what helps you win those prizes. So make the video really good. We have a lot of examples we've given you on how to make a really, really good demo. And this is all you need to be successful here, not just for this hackathon, but to be good at talking about the takeaways for all the hard work you're going to put in for the next couple of weeks. Of course, this event is designed to be ready for anybody who's coming in, whether you're an experienced developer or brand new. So if you're brand new to this, we still have a lot of amazing content for everybody. That means you get to see a lot of workshops. We get to catch up on how to use different protocols. All that is available for you to watch on demand. There's also a lot of documentation on how to use different APIs and best security practices and how you get more Solidity work done and templates you can use. All that is recorded. Everything is going to be made easy for you to understand. And we're going to do everything to make it simple for you. And you can do all of that on demand by heading over to our YouTube channel. If you're still looking for an idea and a team, we have a channel that lets you find other team members who are looking for projects. And you get to introduce yourself and really find other smart developers across the globe to collaborate with and build something super cool on 1inch with cross-chain integrations. Now, quickly, I want to talk about what it means to be successful at this hackathon. We're going to introduce a concept of a check-in, which means these are going to happen 2 times next week. And it really helps us get all the help to you if you are stuck on something. These check-ins kind of behave like a mini stand-up where you just go on your dashboard and you just tell us if everything is on track, that your idea is still good, you're getting all your questions answered. If you're waiting on one of our partners to get back to you on something and you haven't heard back, or you're not sure if you can do something, it should take you less than 5 minutes to fill this out. And only one person from our team has to do this. So if you do this stuff, we kind of make sure that you're on track. If you're stuck on something, we kind of go and help you and make sure that we can ping anybody we need to get back to you. And it helps you really stay on track to be ready to submit your project. And your stakes are returned as long as you finish these check-ins, because we want to make sure that you are actively working towards building something interesting. We're also going to be doing office hours with the 1inch team. There's going to be 2 sessions, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday next week. And there you can to come on a live Zoom call and share your screen and ask questions from engineers on the 1inch team and get feedback or any sort of help that you are looking to get, and really see how others are thinking about your idea or how they perceive it. All these times are going to be on the website. You can see the exact schedules, which will be normalized to your own time zone as well. I also want to talk about our code of conduct. Even though this is an online event, all of our rules and code on how to behave applies. But the gist of it is, please be respectful. Harassment or abuse in any form will not be tolerated. And if you see somebody doing something that's not what you expect of them, please notify the ETHGlobal team. We'll take immediate action. And the most important thing here is that anything that you build here, the intellectual property of that work is equally owned by your team. So you own everything, none of our partners, nor ETHGlobal has any rights to the work here. So anything that you build here will be yours to keep and do whatever you'd like with. And that's all you need to know. And of course, we can't cover everything in this. So anything that we missed, please ask us those questions. We'll be happy to answer them for you over email, Discord, or ethglobal.tv. Everything is going to be on the website, from price-specific description to the schedule, to when things are, to who's going to be helping you as a judge or a mentor. All that is on ethglobal.com/unite. That was all the things you needed to know about the hackathons. Let's talk about the next thing, which is our summit. We have 2 incredible speakers that we're going to bring on today, Sergey and Anton, to tell you about everything from the origins of 1inch, which is a story that I'm particularly proud of, and all the things that they're excited about in the future of DeFi. They're going to come on and do a small presentation, and if we have the opportunity, we'll do some audience Q&A as well. But we're going to kick this off, and then we'll let all of you get back to hacking. So first, I want to invite Sergey here, who's the co-founder of 1inch, and he's going to talk about the vision of United DeFi. So let's get Sergey here and have him kick things off. Sergey, excited to have you.
Hi, Kartik. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here.
We're excited. All right, we'll let you get started, and let's take it away.
Let's go, yeah. So, hi everyone. So my name is Sergey Kunz. I'm co-founder of OneInch, and now I'm going to speak about our vision of United DeFi, building the infrastructure for the next billion users. So the current DeFi landscape looks like that we have a 2-year high with $138 billion of DeFi TVL, and annual DEX volume is around 3 trillion. It's huge, and we see more than 617 millions of global crypto users. So if you compare the internet adoption and crypto adoption from the beginning of the technology, we are right now, if you compare crypto with internet, we are in the year 1997. So we are in the internet's moment of 1997. Back into 1997, internet adoption was at 147 million users. We have in 2025 already 670 million users. We have 4 times more users than internet. We have growing by 100% annually, again compared against 8% for traditional payments, and we are on track by onboarding more people and reaching 1 billion users by 2026 already. And we see institutional adoptions as well. We see JP Morgan already working to offer crypto-backed loans. We see Bitcoin ETF holding already 3% of total supply, soon maybe more. We have seen some sales activities from early Bitcoin developers, and that's great. So we get more liquidity in the space. We see major banks building on DeFi infrastructure. There are some Swiss banks, for example, Signum Bank, who adopting crypto very well and offering trading crypto, investing crypto, staking directly in the bank interface. And we reached already almost 3 something, like 3.8 trillion of US dollars of crypto market capitalization. So, and we will see, the next decade 10 times, maybe more growth, but only if we solve the fragmentation. So if you're looking into the fragmentation of crypto, it became already huge. So back in 2019, when we started OneInch, we had just Ethereum blockchain with the smart contracts. But nowadays we see other blockchains, other layer 1s, layer 2s, what appeared competing with Ethereum. We have seen layer 2s popping up. Everyone is building on layer 2. We have seen Base, we have seen Unichain, who also incentivize people to bring more liquidity in Unichain and try to remove like something from Ethereum. And it makes everything not super efficient. So every chain is kind of an island with limited liquidity and like own user experience, on interfaces, on applications. If you zoom out, you recognize that DeFi is actually a small part of the whole crypto space. We have also Bitcoin with a huge amount of liquidity. Of course, Bitcoin partially is also in DeFi through wrapped Bitcoin tokens like WBTC. But on all the centralized exchanges, on all the user wallets, there are a lot of Bitcoins, a lot of money. But we have also other blockchains. We have even Litecoin, like Ethereum Classic is still traded with like 100 million US dollars every day. So also was something new with what I recognized recently. So, and we can actually tap into this liquidity. So if you are speaking about decentralized finances, there are fundamental advantages, benefits by using this technology. The main advantage is it's non-custody, self-custody technology, what no one needs to manage, and you have no one to trust that they will do proper things with your funds. You are doing it by yourself. You own the keys, you have own access to your assets, and only you can decide to move these assets. It's atomic. So everything can be executed fully atomically. So if a transaction is not going through and it's not successful, the interaction, the action can be rolled back. So we ensure that what the user actually wanted is what was executed. It's permissionless. No one needs permission to access the Web3 space, the decentralized finance space. You need just a mobile phone. You need application like a One-Inch wallet or MetaMask wallet or Uniswap wallet, whatever, Trust wallet. You can access by having just internet access the decentralized finances. It's composable. It's possible to build on top of already existing protocols, services, something new. It's what we actually did back in 2019 in the Ethereum Global New York Hackathon. We came just to the idea to combine all the decentralized exchanges into a single service and offering one single transaction to exchange on multiple DEXs in one single interaction, and this fully atomically. So user get the best execution, and this is the power of decentralized finances. Yeah, it's composable. Everyone can build on top of the existing services. It's open. A lot of smart contracts are open source or just open for reading. There are different implementations in terms of licenses. We are at One-Inch. We keep delivering under MIT license, so everyone can build any business on top of it and use it for any needs they want. So very important. Also, DeFi is global. Yeah, it's accessible around the globe, even from the space. So our strategic vision is we need a unified liquidity layer. So we need to transform fragmented pools into a single one, efficient market. We need chain abstraction. So for the user, it should be invisible that the user interacts with multiple blockchains. Like user right now interacting with internet without knowing that under the hood we have TCP/IP protocol, for example. Yeah. So and we need to build on intent-based architecture. We need to focus on user outcomes and not technical processes. So our solution at One-Inch is the intent-based cross-chain protocol. It offers atomic swaps, atomic execution. There are no breach risks, no wrapped assets, no synth assets. There's a simple direct peer-to-peer exchange with cryptographic guarantees. Intent resolution means the user express what they want to get, what they want to achieve. And the network, the protocol itself, ensures that everything will be done by offering just a market opportunity to professional executors to settle, to execute some complex strategies to fulfill the user needs. So unify liquidity means we have a goal to unify the whole liquidity from the whole market through our protocol approach, that we create opportunity to arbitrage for example, user swaps with other liquidity sources, we get execution also cross networks highly efficiently, because someone can use a centralized exchange or other network to hedge the position, to make in a reverse direction the trade, and just after the trade with the user rebalance it after specific period of time. So we can source the whole liquidity from the market by just offering arbitrage opportunity, I would say. We offer also gasless experience, means the user don't need to take care about native tokens. If the traded token is with permit support, so user needs just to provide a signature for the permit and signature for the order itself, and no transaction are needed. So if you are doing right now the cross-chain swap between all the compatible chains what we support right now, very soon Solana as well, you don't need even a transaction to do such a cross-chain swap. So the economic impact of unified liquidity can be really huge. Soon we solve the problem of the fragmentation and with the adoption of this solution. If you look right now on one each impact, we save more than $1.2 billion in gas fees. So through our optimizations in routing and swap implementation of our classic aggregation swap protocol, and additionally with our intent-based protocol, we were able to offer seamless solution where users don't pay even for the transaction, and all the professional market makers pay for the transaction, execute the transactions because they make money out of it, and compete between each other. So we were able to save a lot of money for our customers. So we achieve 1.5% of average price improvements. We have a lot of succeeded transactions on a classic swap approach with the aggregations approach. And with the intent-based approach, we don't even have any failed transaction. We have only expired orders. We are used to pay anything if it expires when the price moves out of the range. So we also improved in this space a lot. And we're processing around 500 mil US dollars every day. And that's really huge. But we can do better. So as soon we implement the unification of the liquidity through across all the available chains where it's possible to integrate, we can reduce the price impact, price slippage of trades a lot. Because if you look, for example, on the base layer 2, there's much less liquidity than on Ethereum blockchain. And you face higher price impact, especially on higher amounts, because there's less liquidity than Ethereum. But if you change it and you think that the whole liquidity on the market is the one united and not fragmented liquidity, then we can also offer lower price impact on base and just set the order on the price market conditions cross chains. And arbitrage trader will anyway settle, and professional traders will fill and take the orders because they can hedge on other network and settle for the market conditions, and not for isolated layer 2 network or blockchain. You can increase the availability of liquidity by up to 20x. And we can lower the transaction costs with the intent-based architecture a lot, because it's a marketplace. It's kind of a marketplace where user orders can be matched with each other. If you have Ethereum to USDC and USDC to Ethereum trades, that they can be easily matched by our using our protocol, and we can achieve faster transactions through this batching mechanism. So if you look into user experience, right now, the reality looks like you have to switch to network manually. Some of the apps support already switching the network kind of automatically, but anyway, you need to confirm it on MetaMask, for example. So you need to manage how you pay your transactions, how you pay for the gas on the different multiple chains. You have fully different UIs of different protocols. Maybe some of the protocols are not deployed on the new chain, and then you need to use something else. It's sometimes very annoying and brings also risks. And when you need to move to funds, a lot of people right now are still using bridges, and also swaps based on messaging protocols was also not safe because it's secured only with the validator's network stake, and most of the time it's the token of the protocol what is used as stake. So there's a limited guarantee. You need to wait for the confirmations. Like it can take long to bridge tokens between two different networks. It can even stuck in the middle, what I've seen multiple times, also for myself. And you have to deal with failed transactions. So if you do the transaction by yourself, you take the risks that the transaction will fail and you will pay for the transaction itself, even if it fails. And you can lose a lot of money by being a victim of a math attack. I faced this multiple times in 2023, and that's why we started to build on intent-based protocols, because we recognize also after a specific analytics researchers that a lot of people losing a lot of money. Alone in last year, more than 1.8 billion US dollars were taken from users by math attacks. I would say partially already today we see improvements in this space, especially if I think about the future of the user experience in DeFi. We should have one interface for all chains. Users should not take care about switching to different networks. Users should not care about the native token for the gas costs, for the transaction costs. We should have instant execution and not waiting like 10 minutes or 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Even 30 seconds is a lot. We should not have security concerns. We should not have optimistic approach and think everything will be good if I as a user give 10 million US dollar to someone who would potentially give me other assets and with the same value on a different chain. So, and we should focus only on outcomes only, not how it's going to be executed. Because how it's going to be executed, how the settlement should be done, it's a bread, I would say, of professional market makers, professional traders who know it better. And we should not worry about math at all, not just only for swaps, also for being liquidity provider. I was sandwiched multiple times by a math bot by providing liquidity into Uniswap. It's really annoying. So the key to mass adoption is chain abstraction. So users should not need to understand net chains. Similar to TCP/IP protocol, we are using just internet; it just works. And the same we need here. So users should not think about, okay, on what blockchain I am. I have just assets, and I do something with this asset. So we should focus on financial goals, best execution for the user, best results for the user, not technical details. So the user should not care by myself about that. We don't need bridge risks or wrapped asset concerns. Like WBTC and other tokens are wrapped tokens. It's not real BTC what you own. We should get the best rates across, best execution across all ecosystems. And new chains integrations should be seamlessly and fast. So the path for unified DeFi, how we see it, it's very optimistic, very optimistic. I would say 2024, we prepared the infrastructure with the already 2023 with intent-based protocol, and only with our intent-based protocol we were able to build a cross-chain intent-based protocol. So we have the tooling and infrastructure already there. The cross-chain adoption started already 2025. We see people building protocols who offer swaps, land borrow partially, also cross-chain, liquidity providing, also cross-chain. So we hope with 2026 to achieve ecosystem integration. So it means I want to see cross-chain, intent-based cross-chain swaps, intent-based swaps in every wallet, in MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Exodus, in Ledger, in Trezor, in all the wallets. We need intent-based protocols to improve the user experience a lot. And we hope for mass market adoption 2027, 2028. So, and we see a $1 trillion opportunity. The crypto users are growing by 100% annually. We are at 3 years high with the TVL. And the global crypto adoption rate is around 12%. The current growth rates, we will reach 1 billion users by 2026. So, and we can capture with unified liquidity 10x and more value by eliminating inefficiencies and borders, I would say, between those networks. The global crypto adoption is accelerating. If you look into countries and then the adoption of crypto, we see India in the first place with 93 million users. African countries also growing. A lot of people there have less opportunities to make money in their own country, and they're looking also into new crypto space. We see also Vietnam growing, and we see United Arab Emirates, 30% of population own already crypto, and that's huge. And we see great growth dynamics. 28% of US adults now own crypto, and 14% of non-owners plan to buy in 2025. So, and other countries are also growing, like Asia Pacific, more countries getting more involvement in crypto, and Latin America also growing with higher adoption. And we have powerful network effects with our technology. So we can reach more users with our tech. Everyone who has access to internet can interact with our protocols, with our services. We can have a lot of integrations because it's easy to integrate. We are not isolated bank or financial institute or even like software as a service platform where it's like closed and you need first sign a lot of contracts and get API keys to access it. You can just easily interact with the smart contracts. We can offer deeper liquidity than everything else out there if you combine the whole liquidity across all the networks. And we have the opportunity to improve UX a lot. So in terms of technical innovation highlights, especially at 1-inch protocols, we introduced something like we call it Dutch auction model, where we create opportunity for professional traders to make money on the user orders. So protocol selling user orders to market makers. We are market maker compete between each other. They take first and cannot wait. So we create a market where we have competitive environment for market makers and arbitrage traders, and user outcome is better execution. We have great resolver network. We have atomic settlement. Our core value proposition from the beginning: atomic execution and non-custody approach. So, and we have a chain agnostic design. So every chain what can implement HTLS, HTLC contracts can be supported. So benefits across the ecosystem. So for users, user get better execution, no chain switching is needed. Lower fees in terms of like execution costs. In terms of fees in general, it's a marketplace environment where users get best execution because market makers compete between each other, and faster execution for trades. For protocols, protocols can get access to the whole liquidity. The fragmentation can be reduced. We can get better composability cross-chain, and can improve the user base. For liquidity providers, like someone who provides liquidity on unit chain can earn more because our marketplace also can access this liquidity through the cross-chain protocol. Better yields for also even for lending protocols, because it's easily to move funds from one chain to another chain and also get all the differences between these different chains. There are other things also for developers. It's simple to integrate. It's out-of-box multi-chain compatible, and it's focused on the future. So, and also it's extendable, so everyone can build additional extensions on the top of this protocol. So I'm running out of time. I will jump forward to the main thing. In terms of like real world impact, there are a lot of potential to get integrated, to being integrated in all the already existing in commerce, for example, in gaming and other things. We jump into the main slide. Join us and build with us the future. We are building the infrastructure to onboard the other billions of people who are still heard maybe about crypto but didn't touch it. So build your applications, leverage our protocols, use them. You can contribute to the protocol itself. You can expand the functionality. You can build protocols also on chains what we are not supporting. Get your prizes, and we are also open to support everyone. We are open to even for like supporting your with your early stage startup setup. So we came out from the hackathon, and I'm pretty sure you built your own unicorn here at this hackathon. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Sergey, that was an amazing intro and outlook on the future of a unified DeFi world. We sadly do not have enough time for questions, but we did get a few questions on the live stream. So I saw you were already signed into ETHGlobal.tv. You can see 3 or 4 questions there. Would you mind just replying to people there directly? I think some of them are willing to have a fight with you on auction mechanisms for Dutch auctions. So we'll see how that chat goes. But definitely some feedback people want on some ideas that they're thinking about and some of the comments they made on the slide.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergey. What we're going to do next is bring on our next speaker, which is Anton. And Anton is also another co-founder of 1inch, and he's going to talk about the technical architecture that's powering this new cross-chain world. So to give you an overview of all the things that you need to know about and how things work under the hood, please welcome Anton. Welcome, Anton.
Hi, Kartik. Thank you. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm here to review like a high-level architecture of cross-chain stuff in 1inch. So yeah, actually we use 3 different layers. The bottom layer, we call it intense layer. Right now it's 1inch limit order protocol. This layer is able to use user funds by their digital signatures. Next layer is built on top of bottom layer is the price discovery layer. It's what we call 1inch fusion. It's basically adds Dutch options. And then there is one more layer on top. We call it 1inch fusion plus, but that's actually atomic swaps layer. We have escrows there implemented. So yeah, we will start from limit order protocol. So that's not usual diagram. That's diagram of value flows. You could see how different assets are being transferred, like rights for those assets are being transferred among entities on this slide. And here you can see also transaction that resolver, or how we call taker, they can do transactions to fill orders, while signers or makers, how we call them in this protocol, they only release order with digital signature. We call it signed order here. So yeah, those who want to create orders, they create them off chain, and those who gonna fill them, bring them on chain. And yeah, that's how it works. Moreover, limit order protocol have some features which developers could use to achieve something outstanding. For example, it have predicates. So there is basically predicate is a static call which check arbitrary things, and it can return true or false, meaning it would let order to be filled or not. So for example, if you would just integrate Oracle there, you could make Oracle which works like a stop loss, for example. It could check price on some Oracle, and then you will be able to sell only if price will go down. You can't place order right now because it will be filled immediately. But yeah, that's like one of the examples what could be built using predicates. There are also interactions. So basically, limit order protocol handles 2 transfer froms. Transfer from maker to taker, some funds, and then some other funds from taker to maker. And this protocol is also notifying you if you need to do some pre-interaction, mid-interaction, and post-interaction. Those are interactions between those 2 transfer froms. And one more cool thing is dynamic prices. This is actually a thing which lets you write arbitrary smart contract with arbitrary logic for forming a price. This means that limit order is not only working with fixed prices, it also works with dynamic prices. And this means that you could build, like incorporate arbitrary logic there. This could be different auctions, exponential auctions, oracles, stop loss orders, like you could come up to anything here. And yeah, actually limit order protocol have huge variety of flags. Using some of them, you could achieve like interesting things for you. Like for example, if you want this order to be as cheap as possible, you could enable one of 2 options. It could you could allow only single fill orders, or you could allow only like full filled orders. If one of these options is enabled, this means that you will be spending 15K less gas on invalidation. It's using like bit invalidation in this case, for example. And there are many other options. I recommend you to check it out. That's how it's worked for Fusion. Actually, Fusion is is Dutch auctions on top of limit order. So you could see orders each have its own auction, and resolvers are participating in these auctions. Since this is Dutch auctions, how they work, they participate passively. So they just wait while price is being improved over time, and they compete with each other. That's why when exchange rate is affordable for them, already like a little bit profitable, they can't wait more because someone else can steal this order. So yeah, that's how they compete. And we think that that's actually one of the greatest mechanisms for price discovery. Yeah, that's how usually one of the auctions look like. This is example from on-chain. This was a almost 13 million swap from USDT to Rapid ETH. And here you can see chart how price was going on this auction. And you can see multiple fills happened in like less than 1 minute. And this gave 200,000 surplus comparing to market price if you would try to exchange it with market order. So yeah, that's like one of the examples, and also visualization. What is Dutch auction? This is a thing where price is moving from good price for signer maker to worse price, but it's getting improved over time for takers resolvers. Yeah, what is Fusion Plus? Fusion Plus is built on top of 1inch Fusion. So basically, it's like next layer. We have limit order protocol. We have 1inch Fusion with Dutch auctions set up for price discovery. And we have this extra layer, which is like atomic swaps, escrows, HTLC, escrows, all these things. HTLC means hash time locked contracts. So I have an interesting scheme how it works. I tried to make it easy to understand, so I hope you will be able to easily understand it. So what's happening here? Some arrows have numbers. That's basically numbers of transactions or like interactions. Other arrows, they are showing how funds are being transferred among different entities, how rights to those funds are being transferred. So here we can see that user originally creates two things. It creates signed order, including hash of the secret key. And they also create this secret key, which they do not reveal until something would happen in the future. And then when resolver is happy with the Dutch auction price happening with this order, they are bringing this order to limit order protocol on source chain. You can see it's arrow number 1. And then funds are being locked inside the source escrow, which is locked by timer and by secret key. Then call number 2 happens. Resolver interacting with limit order protocol on destination chain, and it's locking destination funds, destination assets on destination escrow. And then resolver is waiting for user to reveal the secret key. So you could see it's arrow number 3 here. So when user is happy about destination escrow parameters and finality, most of these things on EVM are being checked by one hash computation, because those escrow, they're basically create 2 proxies, which are deriving their addresses from stalled, which is hash of all the possible parameters of this atomic swap exchange. And yeah, what's happening next? When user is happy about finality and parameters of destination chain escrow, they are still owning their funds via non-revealing this secret. So once they decide to reveal it, it would unlock both of the escrows on both chains because they are locked with the same secret. If user would decide not to reveal the secret for some reason, then destination escrow can be canceled first. Its timer is faster, and resolver funds are safe. So yeah, that's how it looks like, and that's what I try to show. But the thing is that all those source blockchain and destination blockchain, you could see like limit order protocol, like escrow there. Yeah, that's how it looks for some chains, or maybe most of the chains. But some chains like Bitcoin, for example, they do not have any like smart contract functionality. Their nature is a bit different. They built with the UTXO, where outputs are programs themselves which you have to satisfy to be able to spend. So yeah, the architecture of underlying blockchains could vary, but the thing is that they are actually, I think almost every chain is capable to have this HTLC functionality for atomic swaps. Since this idea of atomic swaps, it's initially appeared on Bitcoin Talk forum in 2013. It's like 12 years ago. There were only Bitcoin-like chains at this moment, and yeah, I think if something is possible to build on Bitcoin, you probably will be able to run it on any possible chain. Yeah, I'm even not talking about smart contract chains. Yeah. So yeah, we believe that actually atomic swap scheme is the only scheme which is self-custody for the users. And that's like architectural step to make this thing like we want this thing to succeed and be there like forever. If something is built on technologies on architecture level with these things inside, like atomic swaps for self-custody, yeah, it should work finally. So yeah, if because working on custody solutions is something I still think it's like not very long-term vision, because yeah, there are like too many risks here. I mean, the more things we would have built permissionless, the better future would be, because we always can build like custody things. It's easy. So yeah, let me check through my presentation. Maybe there's something more to add here, or we can switch to questions. Oh, I think that's it.
Anton, thank you so much for that. I think the part that is interesting right now is that the questions are actually being taken over and hijacked by Sergey on the live stream, because he's now just talking to the hackers, and they're going back and forth on a couple of these. But maybe I'll give a couple minutes to anybody on the live stream to ask any questions to Anton, especially on the architecture. The one obvious question we got is that there's so much incredible technical detail there. If we can get a link to your slides, uh, we can share that with the attendees. That's like the first question we got asked. So, Pamek, I'll ask that question.
Sure.
I'll get you the link, and then I'll get that posted in the live stream chat.
Yeah, for now I sent it to you,
Okay.
but yeah, we
Yes.
need to make it as a link. Yeah.
We will get that slide up. The other piece, I guess my question to you is, as you kind of looked into this, and obviously Bitcoin is like a perfect example for this, because you kind of have most parts of what you would like in a smart contract there, but with some limitations. What have you found like is kind of working and not working when you talk to people building on top of Bitcoin, and and they want to integrate DeFi from EVM? Like, what are their wishes? What are their complaints? Like, how do you think that's going to change?
Oh yeah. So yeah, actually functionality for computations, for variety of computations, is very limited on Bitcoin chains and Bitcoin-like chains. But I think some of Bitcoin-like chains have more opcodes which are working. Actually, in Bitcoin, a lot of opcodes are disabled for security reasons, even if we do not understand those reasons. It's actually not very easy to find the reasoning behind some decisions in Bitcoin protocol. And yeah, the thing is that what I saw from the market, what people tried to build, this is like a different layer two approaches for Bitcoin and other things. But there's a huge difference between layer two built for EVM like chains and for Bitcoin like chains, because on EVM, layer 2 chains are being governed by layer 1 chain, actually by smart contract being deployed to layer 1 chain. So every layer 2 have a special smart contract deployed to layer 1, and this contract is actually guaranteeing the safety of this layer 2. This guarantees that block producer of layer 2 will not steal everyone's money, and all computations should be correct and signatures should be correct. But that's what's not possible on Bitcoin. So how layer 2s on Bitcoin work, they actually use Bitcoin for data availability and for ordering, sequencing of the transactions. So people just put EVM-like transactions into Bitcoin as a plain data, and this data is just being stored and ordered in the right way. So on other side, they just extract all transactions they can find in this blockchain. They put it in their own chain as a separate blockchain, and they can run it. So they're using Bitcoin as data availability here. And yeah, I'm not sure this is something what can be called layer 1, because whatever logic is happening in their chain is not being covered by Bitcoin in any way. Yeah, I'm afraid that Bitcoin network with allowed opcodes is only being able to work for like few specific use cases, like multi-sigs. Okay, they built a Lightning network, it's payment channels, thing. Yeah, we could have payment channels, we could have like atomic swaps. Yeah, I mean, but I would not expect variety of applications for Bitcoin, like tens of different apps.
Yeah.
No way.
If the only tool you have is HTLC, then you're kind of limited to everything you just said, because that's kind of the max you can do.
Yeah.
So maybe my last question here, and we can sort of get back to the rest of the hackathon for the hackers is, are you looking forward to people building some specific projects? Is there something on your wish list that people should hack on? And I say that with like a warning to everybody who's going to hear the answer. It's going to be a super technical thing Anton's going to play. So you could say the challenge.
Actually, when I originally saw the list of different blockchains, of different blockchain ecosystems, which have like different nature. I mean, you have to learn different skills to develop software for those different platforms, because they have like absolutely different programming languages, virtual machines.
Yeah.
I was actually amazed by the number of the projects, because I usually work within EVM ecosystem, and I'm like slightly touching some other ecosystems. But yeah, I was amazed. It's like 15 to 20 different blockchains. That's huge. And I don't know who can cover this. Only hackers on Hackathon can cover this. No any way for like any single company or a few companies to build this. Yeah, I think we need cumulative efforts of all the hackers.
Amazing. Well, Anton, thank you so much for that amazing presentation. We shared the slides already with the hackers, and I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks when you get to look at all the amazing submissions that come out of this.
Yeah, thank you, Kartik.
All right, see ya. All right, and lastly, just to kind of close everything off, I want to give some final parting thoughts to all of you who are getting ready to spend the next 10 days building cool shit. I want you to make sure that you pace yourself. The reason why these events are longer than a weekend hackathon is because you get to spend a few days learning about all the things that are going on without having to make trade-offs between just going deep into something without knowing if something you want to do is possible. So take the next day or two to really look through all the documentations, ask questions, look at the workshops, and really see what you want to do and how much of that is possible. And then spend the rest of the week building something, iterating, making it better. We really don't want this to be exhausting for you, so prioritize all the other obligations you have, sleep and learning over everything. And ultimately, we want you to have fun, because this whole thing is about experimentation and learning. So if you get closer to where you want it to be by the end of this, that's still amazing progress, and that still counts. And we hope that you enjoy the next 2 weeks. And with that, I want to say happy hacking to all of you. We'll see you all on Discord, and especially for all the hackers who have any questions, there'll be a lot of opportunities to ask those questions on Discord, but also join live calls with the feedback sessions with the 1inch team. So thanks everybody for joining in. We're looking forward to seeing all the cool DeFi integrations you built here, and we'll see you all next week.